All right. So, hello, everybody. My name is Shanae Artist. I am the creator of the Keto Connection and the 21-Day Clean Keto Challenge. Today, I have my friend, an amazing guest with me, Inez L. from Styles by Inez. Inez, how are you today?
I am doing great, and it's great to be here. Thank you, Shanae, for allowing me to do this with you. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. So for those of y'all who don't know her, Inez is a licensed cosmetologist and a natural hair artist. She's been in this game for what, over 20 years now, right? Because I think when I met you, it was around 20 years. Yeah, so over 20 years, she cuts, styles, color. She does it all. And basically, she works with clients to transition them into textured styles that bring out their authentic beauty. She was born on the coast of North Carolina, and she went to Chavot School of Hair Design and graduated in 2002 as a natural hairstylist. She's also a speaker, and her motivation overall is to ignite self-acceptance and cultivate love through beauty. Okay. And
Yes.
I can just attest to, because Inez has done my hair, I have seen her work, and I've known her for several years now. We've done several things together, and she is a beautiful woman, wonderful stylist. And I'm really excited to have this conversation with you today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So first of all, Inez, you shared some information during the 21-Day Clean Keto Challenge. You just pretty much brought up a topic, and I was like, you know what? I want to have a further conversation with her about that, about mindful eating. But before we jump into that part, just share with us a little bit about your health and wellness journey over the years and kind of where you are right now.
Okay. Whew. Okay. So I am still a work in progress. My mindset is a lifestyle change. That is my mindset. So throughout these years, I've been implementing like certain little things, like say for instance, I'm gonna go all the way back to 19. At 19, I gave up milk.
Okay.
Gave up milk because I heard that it causes issues with asthma, mucus, all this kind of stuff. So I gave that up. At 19, I also gave up pork.
Okay.
My family was a heavy pork eater, so we ate sausage for breakfast, all that kind of stuff. And so that I gave up. And so I started to add in more water in my diet instead of soda. I would say like in my late 20s.
Okay.
I started getting rid of the soda. And where I am today, I am, just wanting a diet that works. Or I'm not going to say diet because I don't like that word, but I just want a way of eating that really works for my body. And right now, I'm still in a journey of knowing exactly what that is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's good. And I appreciate that. I don't like the word diet either because I feel like that's that short term, let me hurry up and get results. Whereas lifestyle is like I'm committing to doing something different long term. So I'm with you on that. But I
And you know
also
what it is too? Let me
what?
just say
Go
it's
ahead.
the dye in it. It's like the DIE. Like
Mm.
I
Yeah,
don't,
okay. You don't
yeah.
like it. Okay.
Why is dye in there?
Right. Why we gotta die? I just want to like eat better. But I like how you said that you've been on a journey pretty much since you were at an age where you could really realize and understand what you were putting in your body. And because I believe that health and wellness is a journey. It's not just you get to a destination and that's it. It's something that you continually work on. So I'm happy to hear that that's where you've been. So talk to us a little bit about mindful eating. What led you to that, and like how did that become a part of your practice or your health and wellness journey?
And once again, I'm still learning what that means to be a
Mm-hmm.
mindful eater because there's so many stages to it.
Okay.
I mean, it could be something as simple as when you eat a meal, when you eat the meal, make sure that you're digesting the meal.
Okay.
So that might mean you need to, eat the food, eat a little slowly, right?
Okay.
Or also not do multiple things while you're eating. Like one
Okay.
of the issues that I have is I like to eat and drive.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. It's one of my favorite places to eat is in the car. And I know
Mm.
I'm not the only person. I've seen other people do it. Like, say, for instance, you get something to eat and then you sit in your car and you eat it instead of
Right.
like inside and eating.
Yeah.
I'll do stuff like that because of the convenience. Um,
Okay.
or I'll drive and I'll be eating. So mindfully, I understand I should not be doing that.
Okay. So if driving and eating is not a mindful eating practice, then what's the opposite of that?
So that would be eating your food and only eating your food.
Okay.
So eating at a table,
Okay.
or you could be by yourself, you could be with someone else, and just mindfully eating your food, not multitasking when you eat, because you're going to typically eat more, or like in the case of driving, I could cause an accident, right?
Right, right. And then be like, I was just trying to eat my burger.
Over some chicken.
Right, right, right. We don't need that at all. Oh, that's good. And I like that you said that, because I don't like to eat and drive because it does distract me, and I don't like making them, like, because I make a mess. But I do like to eat in front of the TV.
Oh,
I love turning on the TV. I mean, I got a little lap tray and everything. I put my food on it, and my daughter knows I sit right in front of the TV, and I will watch me a good show and eat my food. And it just feels like the best thing ever. But in my learning about mindful eating, I was taught that ain't the way to go, because like you said, because you're not consciously thinking about the food that you're eating, you are overeating. You know what I mean? Or you can overeat. Is that what it is?
absolutely.
Okay.
And to add to that with the TV watching, okay, now this is going to take it like somewhere else.
Okay.
But when we're eating, we're digesting food. We're also digesting thoughts and energy.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you're eating and whatever you're listening to, you're digesting all of that. So if you're watching TV, I heard someone say one time, this is when I first was like aware of this. They were saying one of the reasons why they give you popcorn with a whole bunch of grease on it when you go to the movies is to lull you to sleep.
Oh, wow.
So you take, like, the subconscious mind is picking up everything that you're seeing.
Right.
The conscious mind may not do that. And also your body, when you eat food, it takes up, like, I want to say, like a fourth of your body's energy to break the food down. So that's why it's unconscious eating, because you're taking in so much and your body's trying to break it down. And you're taking in messages at the same time, whether you do it or not. And you could take on a message that you don't even should be taking on.
Right,
But
right.
consciously eating, you more than likely would not really eat. And I even do that too, Shanae. I'll eat and watch TV, but because I know these things, like sometimes I'll be like, okay, well, let me just have some blueberries.
Right, right. You
Like,
won't
I don't
eat
want
much.
Yeah, like I'll try not to eat certain things, or I'll try to be, because yes, we are ingesting the thoughts as well.
Wow. So the mindful eating for you is not just about the food that you're taking in, but it's also whatever it is that you're doing, those extra tasks are feeding you in some way as well. And if you're not conscious, you could be taking on the wrong messages from what you're listening to, watching, all of that kind of stuff. Oh, wow. That is an interesting
Yes,
viewpoint.
and while you're eating, because that's a digestive thing that you're doing, it's like you're taking all of that stuff on. Versus you're not eating, you're more conscious to not be able to take on certain things.
Okay. Okay.
So
Because eating.
in good company,
Mm-hmm.
it's best to eat when you can eat just kind of to yourself,
Okay.
like I said, that's the best time to eat when not to yourself, but when you're not doing anything.
Okay. Okay. So it's best to eat when you're in good company. So with around other healthy people, friends and loved ones, and it's best to eat when you're able to just focus on eating and not doing other things at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. And kind of to the point that you were just saying, I just wanted to highlight that you mentioned that the connection between what we're bringing in our bodies, between what we eat and what we're watching and listening to, is that as we're eating, we're kind of dulling our ability to say, oh, I don't like what that is suggesting, or oh, I don't like what that sounds like. You know what I mean? Because we're so comfortable, because we're eating, that we're just dulling our senses to whatever might be going on, or whatever subliminal messages may be being sent our way through what we watch or what we listen to. That's what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are like certain shows you can't even watch and eat food at the same time because it's too much.
It's
like, okay, let's just say like an episode of 60 Day, not 60 Day. What's the other one? Hoarders.
Hoarders.
No,
okay.
Hoarders.
Okay.
Can't really eat the Hoarders.
No, you can't, because you'll be like, oh, I'm ready to throw up. This is nasty. Yeah, totally understand that. Wow. So how did you get started? Like like, how did you get started, and kind of give us a rundown of how you go about being mindful with your eating on a regular?
So, like I said, I go in and out of these things because
Okay.
sometimes I eat in front of the TV, sometimes I'm driving and I'm eating, but sometimes I'm not. And I'm conscious of, okay, don't do that. Another thing that I've done is, okay, one of the things that I'll do is I'll clean my whole kitchen out.
Mm-hmm.
All the cabinets, I'll get rid of everything. But guess what, Shanae?
What?
It comes back.
It comes right back in the house.
It comes back. So I'm still like trying to figure out, like, how do I mindfully shop at the same time?
Right.
When I'm at the grocery store and I'm like, oh, let me get this because this is on sale, or that may not be the best quality food that I should choose. I choose it because, oh, it's on sale. And so that's a part of the mindful eating too, is the mindful shopping. And I mean, it's everything mindful, isn't it?
Everything mindful. No, but that's good, because I think as a society, especially as technology has advanced and we've gotten all of these different things that keep us distracted, it's like we're not mindful about what we're doing. I mean, how often do you drive to work and then you get in a car on your way and then you look up and you're at work and you're like, how did I get here? You know what I mean? Because it's just, you're on autopilot. So it's a lot of times that we're just doing things out of habit, and not necessarily being aware of it. But I like the word that you've used over and over, is that you've learned to have a level of consciousness, a level of awareness in what you're doing, which helps you tell yourself to stop when you're in something that you know is not beneficial. And I like the concept of mindful shopping too, because especially with me and, keto and being very intentional about what I eat, it's important for me when I go into a store to know what I'm gonna get before I get in there. Like, and that doesn't mean I don't pick up things that are not on my list, but most of the time I know what I'm going to get because I've already said to myself, this is what we're going here for. And it helps me to stay in control of what I buy and what I bring in my house. So I totally, definitely understand that. Mindful shopping. And like you said, and like we're going to always say, it's a process, right? Like you said, you go in it, you do well with it, and then you fall back and then you get back.
I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Have you done any of the online shopping? Like when you online shop for groceries?
I haven't. I'm very particular about my stuff, so I have not personally utilized them to like bring stuff to me, because I like my fruits a certain way, my vegetables a certain way, and I'm just concerned that it won't come the way I want it to. So I haven't used it, but I know that they exist. What about you?
I haven't tried it, but one thing I was thinking about, I kind of like the idea of when you go online, you can specifically get what you want. Then you're not well, I'm not doing what I do when I go in the grocery store.
Right. You're not as tempted to pick up something that you really don't want to have. That's a good point.
So I like that, but I did notice because I looked it up, like I was trying to do some stuff with Food Lion, like they don't have everything online.
Okay.
It's not everything that's up there, so you're limited in that aspect. But that's also a suggestion, for my.
Yeah. So your suggestions so far have been, when you're trying to intentionally eat mindfully, is that you eat without multitasking. You eat around healthy people, like you're with a community of people paying attention. That means no cell phones on the table or, scrolling through the phone, but like literally just engage with the people at the table with you. And then also, you just mentioned the whole shopping mindfully, where you're aware of what you're buying and bringing into the house. And that leads to the healthier lifestyles, because you know that you're bringing healthier food. I like that. So, what are some of the benefits like that you've experienced from being more mindful about your eating habits and your shopping?
I would say one of the benefits is after some time you do change the way that you eat.
Okay.
And I mean, I do have, there are certain things I just don't eat. There are certain things that I do eat. Like I said, I don't drink soda. Occasionally I'll drink ginger ale, but I don't drink soda. And also processed meats. I cut down on processed meats. I eat meat, but processed meats I cut down on heavily. There are times when I'll go to the market and I'll get meat, and there are times when I go to the market and I won't get a lot of meat.
Okay.
I just try to stay out of the luncheon meat and stuff like that. But I told you, I do turkey pepperoni.
Yes, love me some turkey pepperoni.
I do turkey pepperoni. I kind of feel like it's a small piece of meat.
Yes, it is a small piece of meat. It's good too.
I love to make pizza. So when I make pizza, that's what I use. But I like to stay away from certain things. And I've done that now, I would say.
Okay. So one of the benefits is that you are able to change your eating habits and incorporate more healthier foods. Okay. And what about like when you're sitting at a table and you're eating mindfully, like what are some of the physical benefits that you experience, or some of the things you notice within your body?
I rarely get constipated. I don't really have that issue. I hear people say that they're constipated a lot. And I think there's multiple reasons why I don't get constipated often. Is because I'm pretty mindful about like not eating certain things together.
Okay.
I know I'll also wait to eat. Like if I eat something, sometimes I'll wait like 30 minutes or an hour before I eat something else. Like say I had a bowl of cereal, right? Okay, I'll probably wait at least an hour before I eat anything else.
Okay.
I mindfully do that because I do not like mixing almond milk with anything. I don't know. I just don't like mixing that type of thing. So, and then I also read, now this one I have not, I'm not that good at, but you should drink your food 30 minutes before you eat or 30 minutes after you eat.
You should drink what? Water or whatever you're going to drink with your food? Liquid? Okay. And why is that?
You're not supposed to eat and drink at the same time.
Really?
Now it's for like the way your food digests.
Okay.
And see, and then if you wonder why sometimes you don't feel good, it's because you're mixing liquids and solids and you're just doing a whole lot of stuff. So you might have issues. So sometimes I'll not drink while I'll eat.
Yeah.
But I do still do that because like when you go to a restaurant, they always you eat and drink at the same time. We've been accustomed, we've been taught all our lives to do that.
Yeah. You need something there to wash it down.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
do, but maybe like 30 minutes later.
Give it a chance to get down on its own. So let me ask you, when
Yeah.
you eat, when you're intentionally mindfully eating, do you feel like you get fuller quicker, or do you eat as much as you would if you're not mindfully eating? Like, do you see a difference in that?
I would say well, for me, it doesn't take a lot of food for me to get full per se.
Okay.
So I typically don't like to eat a lot of food anyway, like when I'm eating. So that's one of the things I think I kind of do okay with is portion control.
Okay.
I kind of do okay with that, but not always.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know when I do like actually sit down at the table and like turn the TV, because there's times where I do it. It's not often. My main thing is TV, watching TV and eating. But when I do turn the TV off and I sit at the table and I just eat, or I'm, with my daughter and we're having dinner, whatever, I notice that I do eat less, because when I'm in front of the TV, I feel like it's a habit to go get seconds. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I eat it, it's good. Now let me go back and get a little bit more. But when I'm at the table, I'll find that I'll just sit there for a few minutes and then I'm like, I really don't even need anymore. It's like mentally I'm checking in with my body. Whereas when I'm doing it, in front of the TV, I'm not checking in.
So I have a question for you. If you're eating in front of the TV and you're snacking, if you're not eating, do you feel like you'll still want to watch the whole like TV, like the whole program, or will you want to cut it off? Do you think you'll finish it?
It depends on what it is, but I do enjoy having a snack in order to make me enjoy what I'm watching.
Got you.
Either if it's not a snack, then I want some gum. Like, I enjoy my mouth moving.
Right. And I like gum too.
Right. Yeah. So if it's not a snack, then it's gum. Because honestly, now that you're saying that, yeah, if my mouth is not moving, then I'm probably gonna be distracted. No, for real, I'm thinking about it now. I probably will be distracted.
You'll be like, oh, this is boring.
And start doing something else. Yeah, that's true.
And you'll find too, when you mindfully eat and you're just sitting there eating at the table, like you won't want to sit there for no 45 minutes eating either.
You won't, because you're like, all right, I'm done with this. Time to go. Next thing.
Time to go.
Wow. Well, I really like that. So what you basically said is that mindful eating is, being mindful of not multitasking while you're eating, being around, either eating by yourself or eating with other people, but being fully present in what you're doing and what you're taking in. What else did you say? That some of the benefits were that you didn't have constipation as much, and that you're able to eat in a way where your digestive system runs smoother than it would if you weren't paying attention.
Oh, can I say this too?
Yeah.
I think this is one of the reasons why I'm not as constipated as I had been like years ago. What I'll do is I'll drink a detox tea, and I seen someone, I don't know if it was you or somebody else said that, but I do that. I'll drink a detox tea at night, or a smooth move tea at night, and then in the morning, I should eliminate like with an hour, and so that's something I try to do. Make sure I eliminate before I go to work, because yeah, I just feel better when I do that.
Yeah, and I do. I drink detox tea too, regularly, because I also like to make sure that my system is clean. So yeah. Well, I thank you so much, Inez, for having this conversation with me, because, I think I'm big on self-awareness. And I think the more that we learn, like, first of all, we're human beings, but we have habits. Some are conscious and some are subconscious. And the more that we learn about what our habits are and we become aware of them, then the better we're able to make change, right? And so especially with wanting to eat healthy, it's important that we know if you sit in front of the TV and eat, you're going to eat more, and a lot of times we don't hear that and we don't know that. So we just do it because it's our habit. But when we get to a place where we're like, oh, snap, that's true, then we can make a decision. Like you said, like, you know what, stop, let me not do that. And then we can we can choose better. So I really appreciate you having this conversation with me, because it makes me feel like now I need to hold myself accountable, because I know that how my eating habits aren't necessarily the most healthy for me. But also being gracious to myself and knowing that it's a
Yeah,
journey.
it's a journey, a lifetime journey.
It is a journey. So let me ask you, if people wanted to get connected with you just to hear more about your story, or just to learn more about your work, maybe they got natural hair and they're in the market for a new stylist, like how would they go about connecting with you?
Okay, the best way to contact with me is through Instagram. That's styles, like STYLES. Then it's going to be a dot, then BY, then another dot, then ANES.
Okay.
And you can get with me in that way, or you can email me at stylesbyannette@yahoo.com. And that would be the best way to get in contact with me.
Awesome. And what I'll do is when I post this to the different sites, I'll make sure to add your handles and your email in there as well. And so
Thank you.
last question before we go is going to be, or just, you know, do you have any resources that you can share for people who are listening, like, you know what, I really want to learn more about this mindful eating thing. Where can I go? Like, what resources have you used, or do you have that individuals can use to learn more?
Okay, so we're doing the keto connection, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I got a book that I would like to share for that.
Okay.
And it is called, hold on, it is real technical, I will say that. But this is what it looks like.
Keto. Okay. A Woman's Guide to Groundbreaking Program for Effective Fat Burning, Weight Loss, and Hormonal Balance. Okay. Okay. So that is a good book.
It's very technical, but what I really like it, and for my issues, like my health issues, this really is something that I need personally.
Okay.
So balancing my hormones and things of that nature. And when we're doing this as women, especially when we're intermittent fasting and stuff, explains in the book how to do it based off your menstrual cycle.
Oh, wow.
Part of your hormonal cycle.
Awesome.
And so when you're fasting, you don't want to, if you're on your period, you don't want to be cleansing or fasting during that time.
Okay.
So it tells you, how to do it according to your cycle. So it's a lot of graphs in there and all this kind of stuff, but it is interesting and I really like it. And as far as the mindful eating is concerned, I just picked up stuff from over the years and different books or conversations online, kind of like what we're doing. Okay. And that's where my knowledge has come from.
So you think people can just like Google mindful eating? I'm sure they could find a whole bunch of different resources online.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you come across different things and you're inquiring about them, write it down like in a little journal or something. That's how I got this information about, why it's important to do fast, why it's important to know why is it, I'm trying to get it out. Why is it important to understand your menstrual cycle in the fasting process?
Okay.
Got into that because I was looking up stuff about hormones and stuff. And then, okay, so you're doing this intermittent fasting. You can't do it like a guy can. You have to do it like a woman. I found on that. I found this book. The drinking and eating at the same time is not something we should do. I came across that. I just come across stuff. I'm looking up stuff and I'm taking all these things in and I'm like, even if I'm not implementing them, I know them and I am throughout my life, I'm working at it.
Right. Yeah. And so that's good. You're basically doing research as you go along your journey. You're researching different things.
There you go.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again, Inez. I really appreciate you. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching this. Make sure you guys like, share, and follow. Post any questions that you have in the comments. We will be sure to answer and respond. And be on the lookout for another Conversation coming soon.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, peace.
Peace out. Bye.
Bye.